Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is Tanner, and welcome to Crypto Bible. We've got a very exciting day today with everything looking really, really green. To some people, it may come as a surprise. There was a lot of bears in the market, a lot of people very bearish. It was kind of mixed. There was a lot of mixed opinions, and that's why it was always very, very difficult for people to actually understand what was really going on. What we've seen is obviously a massive swift and change in sentiment. We've seen a change in people's opinions because we're seeing a little bit of green now. News is beginning to become more bullish too. So there's been a lot of things going on in the market. Obviously, to me and some of my viewers, hopefully, it doesn't come so much as a surprise, only because over the past few weeks, I have been very bullish and I've been presenting the case of everything going on. I kept saying that things happen for a reason. And what we kept seeing was a lot of data, a lot of metrics coming out of things such as like whales accumulating Bitcoin at these prices. We were seeing a massive sentiment change in news as well. And what I basically wanted to do was just kind of give you guys a massive recap and breakdown of everything that's happened, how we saw the signs that they were all there, and what we can basically expect to see next. There is a lot to get through. I'm going to be presenting you guys with a lot of data that I've basically been sharing and going through over the past few weeks anyway, over the past 2 months now, actually. So there's definitely a lot that I need to show you guys. And I'm going to be going through quite a lot of charts as well, quite a bit of news, a lot of data, a lot of information. Hopefully you guys can stick with me, because at the end of this video, I'm hoping your mind will just be kind of blown, and showing you that all the signs were always there for people to see, but people just refuse to believe it, because when prices are so low, it does become very scary. People don't really know what to think, and ultimately and understandably, people just get confused and they would have ended up selling their position. I personally have held strong. I've been given my opinion all the way. But yeah, in this video, it's going to be a bit of a long one, so hopefully you can bear with me, but stick till the end, guys, and you will see exactly what I mean. Before we get into it, please leave a like down below and subscribe if you haven't already. And let's just get straight into it. I wanted to firstly show you guys this right here. This is just a quick article. Literally, I'll be honest, like 1 or 2 minutes. Bitcoin tops 39K for the first time in nearly 6 weeks, adding $114 billion to the crypto market. So Bitcoin surged on Sunday, topping $39,000 for the first time since mid-June as sentiment turned bullish following a recent sell-off. Experts attributed the moves to a number of factors, including recent bullish comments from Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey and Tesla CEO Elon Musk. Some of the concerns over environmental impact of Bitcoin mining and China's regulatory breakdown have also begun to wear off. Now, this is one thing that I was always talking about. Whenever such bad news comes along within the crypto market, what you would eventually end up seeing is that it just slowly disappears. And what you'll also see is that all the bad news will always come at the bottom. They will always come at or near the bottom of a range of wherever Bitcoin may be. We all understand that a lot of the market does follow Bitcoin, okay? There will come a time when things do decouple, I personally believe, but at this moment in time, everything does follow Bitcoin. And whenever Bitcoin was dropping or dropping lower, there was always going to be some kind of bad news coming out, whether it was China or anything else. There was always going to be something that would make people sell their positions, that would scare retail investors. That is always what will happen. And what you will see at tops is always very, very good news. You will see people, financial institutions buying it left, right, and center. You will see adoptions left, right, and center. That is what will happen at the top, because ultimately that will just then trigger FOMO from a lot more retail investors, and then they'll just get caught at the top, and then there'll be a sell-off again. What I personally believe this time, and again, it is just my opinion, not financial advice, is that the next big run-up, I do believe we'll see one more high within the entire market, and then we'll go into a bear market. That is my personal opinion. However, for now, we can obviously sit back and enjoy what we are about to see within the next 2 months or so. It's going to be exciting, but then comes the question, were we expecting this? There was a lot of things that I introduce to you guys, there was a lot of things that I was saying over the past few weeks that were showing so many signs. They were just there. I've personally been accumulating left, right, and center because I kind of expected all of this to happen. Now, what was one of the things I expected? Well, what did we see? We saw leaders in the market. It all kicked off with comp started turning bullish. It was one of the first major cryptos to actually start grinding its way back and start pumping. This was actually at the beginning of July, and we obviously saw it as a leader. We established comp as a leader in the market. And what I wanted to see was then a few more cryptos come out of their shell and start following the leader, because that is what ultimately will always happen. Something will take charge. There'll be leaders in the market and there'll be laggers in the market. So one thing I want to do for you guys is just quickly show you a video that I made on the 7th of July, just explaining this. It's a 1-minute video, so hopefully you guys can bear with me and watch it. Then I'm going to go back and show you everything that's happened ever since. So here we go right here. I'll be quiet for you guys. Let me turn it up. Look at AXS right here. Take a look at that. That has completely destroyed what Compound has started doing. Compound's on its journey. It started off as a leader, as you can see. As you can see here, though, AXS has completely exploded out from its lows from $2, now chilling at $16.6, guys, okay? So this was literally within a week or so. Now, what we've got here, we've got the 15th of June resistance right here as well, which we managed to break through. Again, we found resistance right there, as you can see, at the 26th of May, but it's managed to smash through it. And now, look at us, we are completely flying. So there we have found another leader in the market. What else have we got? Sand. Sand has just recently passed the 15th of June resistance, as you can see, very, very similar. And just today, it has smashed through the 26th of May as well, okay? So as you guys can see, you know, Compound has told us a story because we looked for the leader, we found the leader, and now the leader is being followed by all the other laggers, okay? So now let's take a look at some other coins that... So that's basically what I wanted to show you guys. And as you can see, 7th of July was when that video was posted. And, you know, I always kept telling people, these are not exploding for no reason at all. There's going to be a reason, and the reason is because rotation will start happening. Leaders will establish themselves in the market, and ultimately the rest of the market will eventually catch up. And this was showing me signs that no matter what Bitcoin was doing at the time, because Bitcoin at the time was really, really low. It was chilling around $30,000. So at the time, it seemed very scary. It seemed very hard to believe, but these coins had bottomed out and they had started their own journey. All they were just leaders. So let's take a look at coins such as AXS, Sand. There was another one called Alice, because that was one of the leaders in the market as well. Let's take a look at them now and see what they're doing or what they've done. Bear in mind, I made that video on the 7th of July. We take a look at AXS. AXS on the 7th of July right here. This was the 7th of July. This was when I made the video right there at $16. AXS is now trading at $40. It established itself as a leader in the market. Therefore, it began its own journey and started grinding its way back up. No other coin has really come close to what AXS has done. That's when I made the video. Since then, we're up 782%. Cool. Let's go over to Sand. Sand, this is when I made the video. It was right here. That's when it established itself as another leader in the market. At the time, it was trading at 40 cents. We are now trading at 67 cents, up nearly 300% ever since that video. And then we take a look at something like Alice as well. Alice on the 7th of July was chilling right here at $6. It's now trading at $10. Did go as high as $12, so it doubled its money. That was also established as a leader in the market, also up nearly 300%. So then it begs the question, where is Bitcoin in all of this? When we take a look at Bitcoin, ever since Bitcoin's low just a few days ago, we're only up 36%. So it just goes to show how much is left in this market, how bullish this market really is, okay? Another way that we can actually know that these are leaders in the market is just by taking a look at the entire market today, because I found something very interesting. If these guys are the leaders in the market, then they would have already gone on a massive run. They would have already done quite a lot of their bull run, right? I still believe there's a long way to go, but there's also still reasons why they're doing what they're doing right now. And what I mean by that is, if we take a look at the market right now, let me come off of this. if we go to the fiat market, as you can see, the entire market is green, right? We can all agree that the majority of this market is green. But who were the leaders? The leaders at the time were Alice, Sand, and AXS. So what are they doing today whilst everything is green? Well, Sand, AXS, and Alice, they're red. 11% down, 6% down, 14% down, because they have already decoupled and they've already gone on a massive run whilst everything is now catching up. These guys are taking a break. It's just how it works, guys. While everyone else is catching up, these guys are taking a break. I would say 95% of the market today is green, and so it should be, because Bitcoin is also pumping. Everything will start catching up. So it was obviously really, really good to see that, the leaders were established in the market very, very early at the beginning of July, whilst everyone was still, very upset, very low, very fearful, while I was being greedy, as the saying goes, be greedy when others are fearful, and fearful when others are greedy. Well, I was accumulating when everyone was very, very fearful, because that's what you are meant to do in this market. I saw all of the signs there, and I obviously went for it, and it was just very, very clear to me. But that's not it, guys. What else did we see other than just establishing leaders in the market? Well, we also saw a lot of a sentiment change just a few days ago. Okay. In fact, before I get onto that, one thing I need to show you guys, which I've been showing you quite often as well, is just a little bit of data that I wanted to just introduce to you guys. I did show it in one of my videos before, but one thing that another saying that always goes is follow the big money, follow what the rich people are doing. So what we needed to understand was, what were the whales doing at the point of when Bitcoin was very low, at the point of when everyone was very fearful? Well, as you can see by this graph shows the amount of Bitcoin wallets held between 1K to 10K Bitcoin. While Bitcoin was grinding down lower, wallets were being created and going higher. We're making higher lows every single time, meaning that more and more Bitcoin addresses were being made, more and more whales were holding Bitcoin. 1K to 10K Bitcoin balance. That's a lot of Bitcoin. That is a lot of money. Not only that, this picture right here, these green circles represent every time Bitcoin was being brought up by whales. The bigger the circle, the bigger the amount that's been brought up. And as you can see, during our entire dip of Bitcoin, during this entire range, guys, whales were accumulating Bitcoin. Look at right at the end how much accumulation was going on. The entire time, whales have been accumulating. And there's so much more data that I have presented in the past. For example, Bitcoin leaving exchanges, Bitcoin being withdrawn out of exchanges into another wallet to be stored. That was getting lower and lower and lower. I showed that in one of my videos from Glassnode. Okay. Basically every single day, Bitcoin was leaving addresses, and a lot of it as well. And at the end of it, literally the line was just in a full-on decline whilst we were in that range, meaning whales had accumulated their Bitcoin, they filled their pockets, and now they've moved it out, and now they're waiting for the fun to begin. So all along, not only did we establish leaders in the market, we also established that no matter what was going on, whales were accumulating during this entire dip, the entire dip. So why should we be fearful when these guys are buying everything up? It made absolutely no sense to me. And I tried to remain as bullish as possible. I tried to obviously present all of the data. Obviously, I can't tell people what to do. It's not financial advice. It is just my opinion at the end of the day. However, for people that have been watching me from day one, I've been bullish ever since I created a channel, which was only 2 months ago. I've been bullish ever since then. And the day I created the channel was the day Bitcoin went from like 40K to 30K. It was ridiculous. That was the day the channel opened up. And from that day, I remained very bullish because I understood what was going on. So what do I have next for you guys? So obviously, number one, we've established all the leaders in the market. Number two, we've obviously saw that whales were accumulating during the entire dip. What's number three? Number three is sentiment change. What were we seeing just over the past few days, even when Bitcoin was chilling around 29K? Well, we had some events happen. Not only did we have the GBTC unlocking, which didn't really cause so much of a dump that people were scared of, so that was quite bullish news as well. The B word, which was the Bitcoin event. Okay, most importantly, Cathie Wood, Elon Musk, Jack Dorsey were featured on that, and they were having a big discussion. Now, what happened during that discussion? One thing that's been going on during this entire dip was obviously everything that was going on with Elon Musk, whether he was creating FUD or just chatting a load of rubbish on Twitter. Every single time he tweeted something, people believed him to be bearish on Bitcoin. And due to him having such an impact on social media and such an impact on the crypto market, people followed everything he used to say. There obviously came a time when Elon Musk was speaking about the environmental damages of Bitcoin mining, and he wanted all of that to be better. So he started cussing it out and everything else, so people became bearish on Bitcoin. Well, what did we see during that entire B word discussion? We saw Elon Musk become very, very bullish. He was saying very good stuff, such as Elon Musk, Tesla most likely to accept Bitcoin again following suspension over environmental concerns. That's right. He admitted that Tesla is most likely to accept Bitcoin again. Not only that, he also said that SpaceX holds Bitcoin. So not only does Tesla hold Bitcoin, SpaceX holds Bitcoin. He also admitted himself that he owns Bitcoin as well. And not only that, he was caught wearing a shirt with the Bitcoin logo on it. I mean, what more did we have to see? And you know what the funny thing is about all of that, guys? That was the mark of the bottom. That day, ever since that day, and I kept telling people, this is what we are going to be seeing, okay? A sentiment change. After these events are over, the grayscale unlocking and the B word event, that's when we start seeing a sentiment change. That's when all these big events for the crypto market and Bitcoin is over. That's when all the FUD will stop and we will start seeing some bullish news come out. Not only did we see that though, just before that, we saw Turkey draft law regulating cryptocurrencies. Now, today, Amazon are definitely lining up Bitcoin payment and tokens, confirms an insider. So yesterday, obviously reported that Amazon were looking into accepting cryptocurrency as payment. Now, they're definitely lining up Bitcoin as payment. Amazon is looking to accept Bitcoin payments by the end of the year and investigating its own token for 2022, says an insider. So as you guys can see, I'm not going to cover the entire article because I'm sure you guys have heard the news as well. I may do it in another video, but we're also seeing that Amazon is now definitely accepting Bitcoin as payment. How big of news is that? Absolutely amazing. But that's not going to come at the bottom, is it? That's not going to come when Bitcoin's ranging at, 29 to 32K. Absolutely not. It's going to come at a time when Bitcoin's finished this correction and Bitcoin's on its way up and the market has just basically turned bullish. That's when we're going to start seeing that stuff happen. Now, what can we expect moving forward? Well, one thing that I obviously need to show you guys is what I was actually looking for in regards to the actual Bitcoin chart to confirm to me that this has now moved into a bullish reversal. So one thing that I was looking for throughout the entire grind back up over the past day or two, I'll actually show you some of the screenshots I was showing my Discord group. If you haven't joined the Discord, link is in the description below. I'm always posting on there. I'm always posting all the chart analysis and everything else. So as you guys can see, one thing I was saying, last retracement for Bitcoin in regards to the Fibonacci retracement is at 35K. If we break this, Bitcoin will head to the 40s very quickly. A weekly close above 35K would be bullish. Last Fibonacci retracement is at 35K. Now, another thing that I didn't actually show you guys was this, another whale thing, right? So these are whale alerts, as we can see. Should have showed you guys this a little bit earlier, but these are whale alerts on Twitter. And over the past few weeks, we've been seeing a bunch of Bitcoin being accumulated and moved out into unknown wallets. Millions and millions and millions of dollars worth. These are 2 pages worth. These are just 2 screenshots. We've even got Ethereum being scooped up as well, and loads of other cryptocurrencies. So I should have showed you guys before, but what I'm on to right now is basically what I was saying is that the last Fibonacci retracement during our local high was at 35K. So I'm going to show you guys exactly what I mean by that now. So if we actually head back over to the Bitcoin chart, grab our Fibonacci retracement tool, do a little bit of that. As we can see right here, guys, this 0.786 is the last Fibonacci retracement. So ever since we had that bottom, all I've been looking for is for Bitcoin to kind of start melting through these retracements. And as we can see clearly, we've been getting very good reactions to each and every Fibonacci retracement. As you guys can see right here, we had some resistance at the 0.382 until we broke it, turned it into support. Then what did we do? We then found some resistance right here, as you can see right there, at the 50% retracement, but then we broke it. Then we found some resistance at the 618, we broke it. Found support there, found resistance at the 0.702, we broke it. And finally, the very last retracement level is the 0.786. This is the level that I was looking at for Bitcoin to break. As you can see right there, 35K. Hence why I kept saying the last retracement is at 35K. We need to break this. And what did we do, guys? We broke it with conviction. And what did I say? Bitcoin will head to the 40s very quickly. And what happened, although we didn't get to the 40s, we got pretty damn close at $39,800. Okay, so as you guys can see, that is what I was expecting. That is what we ended up getting. But now, what can we expect moving forward? Because it's all about what we can actually expect now that all of this has happened. Well, right now, this was our Fibonacci retracements over since the 29th of June, our local high, which is what I like to call it. Now it's all about zooming out, going to the daily chart and finding where our full retracement is from our actual high. So all you got to do is get your Fibonacci retracement, go from your high all the way to your low. And as you can see, we've still got a lot of retracements we need to get through. Okay, most importantly, the final retracement being the $57,100 mark, which is the 0.786. Historically, Bitcoin always does have history with the 0.702. So again, 54K and 57K are the levels ideally that I'm looking for us to actually confirm it's a full-on reversal and we are now making a new high. Okay, but before we do all of that, we've got all of these to get through. We've got 42.5K, we've got 46.8K, and we've got 51K to get through as well. Okay, so this is basically what I am looking at to get through at this moment in time. Of course, one thing we do also need to mention is that we want to basically break this entire range that we have been in, which sits right there, which is at 41,267. That is a level where Bitcoin had basically come to many a times and we've just rejected. So I'm waiting for Bitcoin to also pass 41,260. So as you guys can see, there's quite a lot of levels we need to break and Bitcoin to get through until we can actually start getting really excited for the market to actually full on turn on itself, full reversal, bullish, new high, everything else that comes with it. And I personally believe it will happen. Now, do not get it twisted, guys. We are going to have dips along the way. Nothing goes up in an actual straight line. Even AXS, as you guys can see, of course, has established itself as a leader, but we've had dips along the way, as you guys can see right here. We've had big dips along the way. In fact, how big? From here, $29 all the way to $14. We've had 50% dips along the way, guys. Okay, so we can expect volatility on our way up. The problem is every time there's going to be a dip, people start turning bullish again. They need to understand you have to have patience in this market to succeed. It is as simple as that. You cannot look at 15-minute time frames. You cannot look at hourly time frames. The minimum I look at is 4-hour time frames. Then I zoom out to the daily time frames, and maybe I'll look at a weekly time frame as well. But do not start looking at 10-minute, 15-minute time frame, guys. It's not worth it. Just be patient. So look, there's still things that we need to get through. However, I do believe that with time, with patience, we will get through it. So that's basically what I wanted to cover for you guys today. Hopefully you've kind of learned something. You've realized where I was coming from the entire time. I've shown you all the data, all the charts, all the news, how the sentiment changes. You know, I've been presenting these things for a very, very long time now. And look, it's finally happened. We are here. It's just about being patient while we expect a slow grind back up to the upside. And then we'll see where we get from there. But I'll keep you guys updated with anything else that I find. Do apologize. Usually I post my educational videos at this time, but I wanted to move that across. That will still be posted later on today. So please look out for that as well. But if you've enjoyed this video, guys, please make sure you are leaving a like down below and you are subscribing if you haven't already. And make sure you are joining the Discord. The links are all in the description below. And I will see you guys very, very soon. Take it easy.